Well, we all know the bluest skies we've ever seen
are in Seattle.
That's right. And we were just talking about this earlier about how I said I always feel like the sun here is super powerful in the summertime. Is there anything to that?
As far as I know, there's no scientific research to show that. I have always felt that, and it's funny because the whole group of Weather Center people were up together, sitting on a beach up in San Juan this weekend, and we were all commenting, and everybody has the same feeling. Even when the air is cool here, somehow the sun seems more. And I spent a lot of time in the desert Southwest. And,
yes.
The air there is hotter. But the sun, I swear, is hotter here. And
I agree.
I can't tell you why that is.
Maybe less smog.
We don't see as much of it. So that's why you're going to
We're just not ready for it.
I'm not sure exactly what it is. Well,
oh, my goodness.
Well, we're getting a little bit of it right now.
Yes.
A bit of sun out there. We did see a couple clouds that rolled in this morning through the Strait and the extreme south sound. It's brought in a little bit cooler marine area, just a little bit. We're going to cool off by a degree or two, so you may not notice that on the thermometer or on your skin, but you'll see it on the thermometer. But this will come as absolutely no surprise, of course. We continue to have a very hot July. Now we have 16 days with above average high temperatures, 5 below and 2 that hit the normal exactly. And right now we're in third place for the hottest July ever recorded, but we'll be catching up pretty quickly, it looks like. We're only a tenth of a degree behind. Yesterday's average, or the mean temperature for yesterday was 77. So once we're going to be near that today, maybe 75, 76 today. So that's going to pull that up even further. The way we get the mean temperature is we average the high temperature and the low temperatures for the day, and that gives us the mean temperature for the day. So we're probably moving to number 2. We have a pretty good shot of making number 1, as a matter of fact. Interestingly enough, if you take a look at the hottest month of each of the months of the year, January, February, March, turns out that 10 of the 12 months have had their hottest month ever recorded ever since 2010, during this whole decade. So we're seeing an awful lot of records being set that way. Interestingly enough, July is the hottest month of the year here, and if we do break it and become number 1, it means it will be the hottest month ever recorded out at SeaTac. So kind of an interesting setup for us. Take a look outside. It kind of looks hot right now, looking out from our rooftop camera. There at Shorecrest High School and Shoreline, lots of sunshine, and again today, a lot of that intense sun around the area. Temperatures right now warming up pretty nicely, a little behind yesterday, but not that far, running mostly in the 70s and 80s this noontime. Taking the airport, another busy one there. People really getting out of town, probably because it's a little too hot. So hopefully not going to Southern California where they have temperatures over 100 degrees today. University of Washington model showed that push of the marine air this morning. We'll get another one tonight, but it's going to be a little bit weaker, and then even another one as we head towards Thursday, but weaker still. And as we head towards the weekend, nothing but sunshine. Temperatures pop back up. They should probably peak out over the weekend, and then we will definitely cool as we head towards next week. So our forecast for today for up in the northwest interior, sunny skies. Temperatures up there in the 70s near the water, into the 80s as you move farther inland. Everett south, we're basically looking at mid-80s to right near 90 degrees in some of the warmest spots that are good distance away from the water. So another hot afternoon, but not quite as hot as that 90 we had out at SeaTac yesterday, 92 in Olympia on Monday as well. Coastal beaches, seeing a little bit of sunshine out there mixed with the clouds. Temperatures mostly in the 60s, 70s as you move inland. East of the Cascades, sunny and really hot over there with high temperatures in the 90s to over 100 degrees. Checking the extended forecast. Tomorrow we'll start to rebound a little bit, up a degree or so, and then Thursday and Friday it's going to be upper 80s and low 90s. Saturday and Sunday will be our warmest days. It'll be the low 90s, maybe a few mid-90s on Sunday. That should be the hottest day. We'll cool a little bit on Monday. Right now it looks like Tuesday might drop back to the low 80s, and then by the time we hit Wednesday of next week and beyond, we should see our normal high temperatures again, which you might have forgot what they are, in the mid to upper 70s.